On July 30th, 2009, candlelight vigils were held around the world in honor of Iranian victims who died in the protests. VR attended one at DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C., where a women's rights activist spoke out.
I have the pleasure of introducing to you Mehrangiz Kar, a human rights activist, a human rights lawyer who has stood up to the injustices of the Islamic Republic while she was in Iran. She was in prison. She has been working non-stop for human rights in Iran ever since she came to the U.S. And we are very proud to have her here today with us. She's going to speak to us a little bit about the situation in Iran. Let us give her a big hand.
این در مقابل کارهایی که شما کردین که اصلا سخت بود.
سلام میکنم، خیلی متشکر هستم از معرفی هر دو فریبا، مخصوصا خانم داودی مهاجر این مطالب اینجا گفتن من نمیدونم توضیح بدم. ایشون گفتن که من سمت استادی دارم و من میخوام بگم که شاگردای من خیلی از من بیشتر هستن، خیلی شجاعتر هستن و ما در شرایطی قرار گرفتیم که اساتید ایرانی در حال حاضر نسل‌های قدیم ایرانی افتخار میکنن به شاگردانشون. سلام میکنم به همه کسانی که در ایران جان شیرینشون رو در هفته‌های اخیر از دست دادن برای اینکه ما به آرزوی 100 ساله خود شاید تا حدودی نزدیک بشیم. سلام میکنیم به همه زندانیان سیاسی و عقیده در ایران، همه مردم عادی که در خیابانها اعتراض مسالمت‌آمیز داشتند و در حال حاضر یا ناپدید شدند یا از بین رفتند و یا در زندانهای بی‌نام و نشان به سر میبرند.
I thank everyone who's here. Fariba Dawoodi Mohajer introduced me as one of the staunch human rights activists and a teacher to all of you. But I am not just a teacher. I am a servant, and I've learned from everyone and every person who has fought for struggle in Iran. I send my greetings to the many hundreds of thousands of people who have come to the streets of Iran to show that their defiance of the regime, of the dictatorship in Iran. I send my greetings to all the political prisoners in Iran who have given up their freedom, who are giving with their lives, and who are shedding their blood for freedom that started, for the struggle for freedom that started over 100 years ago.
متاسفانه در شرایط کنونی جمعی از وکلای مدافع، همکاران ما، فعالان حقوق بشر یا در زندان به سر میبرند و یا هر لحظه در خطر دستگیری هستند و من در اینجا اگر رسانه‌های نمایندگانی از رسانه‌های غربی حضور دارند میخواهم از اونها استدعا کنم که پیرامون دستگیری و بازداشت جمعی از وکلای مدافع و فعالان حقوق بشر و حقوق زن و خطراتی که جمعی دیگر از آنها را تهدید می‌کند حتما در رسانه‌های خود اطلاع رسانی کنند که این بهترین کمک رسانی به نهضت مردم ایران است.
I stand here before you to announce that there are many of my colleagues, lawyer friends, human rights lawyers who are either in prison or are in danger of being imprisoned by the present regime in Iran. And if there's any news media here, I announce and I ask them, I plead with them to show that there is the struggle in Iran which started over a month ago has not stopped and will continue, and to show the world that these activists are in danger, and in order for them to be free, all the media and all of us should continuously expose what is happening today in Iran, the torture and the murder and the imprisonment of many of my colleagues and our compatriots in Iran.
از همه شما استدعا می‌کنم به هر یک از رسانه‌های غرب که تماس دارید یا ارتباط دارید و به همه نهادهای جهانی حقوق بشر این خبرها رو برسانید که درست است که به فرمان یکی از مقامات جمهوری اسلامی یک بازداشتگاه با شرایط بسیار وحشتناک به نام کهریزک 2 روز است که اعلام شده که تعطیل شده است، ولی این برای ایرانیان کافی نیست. ایرانیان تقاضا دارند همه کسانی که در به وجود آوردن این بازداشتگاه نقش داشته، در آنجا شکنجهگر بوده و مردم را بدون آنکه حق داشته باشند به این شکنجهگاه برده، شکنجه کرده و گاهی به قتل رسانده‌اند، اینها را شناسایی، به مردم معرفی و محاکمه کنند. تعطیلی یک بازداشتگاه برای مردم ایران کافی نیست.
I ask you to talk to human rights organizations, to the media, every one of you has the duty to speak to the human rights organizations in this country and to tell them that it is not enough that the officials of the regime have just closed down a few days ago the prison of Kahrizak. It is not enough that this prison has been closed down, because there are many more prisons which in those prisons torturers and murderers of the Iranian people are still torturing prisoners, and it is our duty to show the world and to tell the world that it is not enough. All political prisoners and all those who are in prison are under torture must be released, and all the prisons of Iran must be closed down. It is not enough that one prison, according to the officials of the regime, had a low standard, and that's why we closed it down. It is not enough. We want all the prisons of Iran and all the political prisoners of Iran to be released.